All right. What's up, man? It's fucking
This is it.
pouring over here in New Jersey. It's like a monsoon.
For some reason, I thought you said it was going to be boiling because it is way like for our climate. It's been way too hot, man. I can't take it anymore.
Really? No, over here it's fucking like it's nice actually. Today was like 85 or something like that. Where but I just pulled up, you know, I went to the gym after work, had a couple of stops to make, just pulled up, and all of a sudden it just fucking starts pouring. Anyway, how you doing, man? I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, man, it's been a bit. Actually, I would just looked when I was just opening up this invitation, and the last time you sent me an invitation was August of 2023. So it's been
really?
a year, man.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, it's been a year, dude.
How's your boy doing?
He's doing good. I mean, he's going back to school. He's going into grade 1. Can't take that.
Is
either.
He really? First grade? Holy shit! Any more on the way or what?
Dude, no. I'm waiting to go get. I'm done, dude. That's it for
really?
me.
One kid?
Yes.
Listen, you do what you gotta do.
Got
Let
two.
me see. Oh, you got 2? I thought you had. I'm sorry, man. I thought you had 1.
No. Jaden's just, Jaden's 15, and she doesn't want anything to do with anybody. So.
Oh,
you know how it was when you were 15.
Okay. Yeah. When I was 15, I was locked in the bathroom half the. Pocket liner wins the fight. Yeah, we're gonna address that. Pocket liner. That's.
Oh God, I can't see the comments. Where they at? There we go.
Hold on. I'll bring it up.
I got it now.
There
you
go. Yeah.
Right
okay, I got to get to the goddamn questions. All right, I don't have many questions. Anybody in the comment? Anybody watching this wants to post a question? So this is okay. Let's just get started. This is Anabolic Academy. This is where they send us questions, right? And I answer whatever questions on bodybuilding, fitness, supplements, anabolics, or anything you want to ask me. I don't give a shit, right? And then how can you reach me? Let's see. Instagram, Serious and Silliness. Facebook, John Livia. TikTok, John Livia. My email, John_Livia at Yahoo. Or my other email, UncleJohn1201 at Gmail. So, all right. Okay.
You know what, John?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're going to start out with a question from me.
What's your this question? What's your experience with Glenn?
No, that's definitely not it. No. Man,
all right.
You got a lot of do you actually get people sending you questions from each of those platforms, or
no,
man,
just on Instagram?
You should focus on just maybe a couple, man. Like that's a lot to fucking get through,
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm not a big fucking podcast. I only get questions on Instagram, to be honest with you. And right now, I got I think I got 4 questions from Fran is the man. 4 questions. Anyway, so my experience with Clen. Yes, I used Clen when I competed. I absolutely hated using Clen because I would get headaches because it dries you out. It would be dehydration headaches. It does work. You got, but I would get the shakes. I absolutely hated fucking using Clen, but it does work. If you could monitor it where you don't get headaches, and take it early on. Take it early in the day, like before 12 o'clock. This way you can get through the day. You can sleep at night. Straight out of Jersey, sending me $10. All the best, John. Thank you, man. Straight out of Jersey, Joe Zapata. I will be on his channel. Joe, when the hell am I going on your channel? I don't even know. I really got to schedule everything in. I'll be on next week, Joe. Thank you very much. That goes a long way to $10, bro. It really does. It first of all,
yeah, that's awesome, man.
Oh, there he is. There's a little guy.
It's the most.
Say hi, bud.
Hi.
Yeah, there you go. Most people don't get high out of them. That's awesome.
Yeah, really.
Shallowest one.
Okay.
I want to see if you can hold it.
I'll hold it for a bit, okay?
No.
Okay.
All right. What's your question? This the next time we do this, dude. We need more than a half hour. I really just scheduled this fucked up. But what's your question?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Like
my question? No, that was my question, man. Like I have the only place you can really get a hold of me is going on Instagram. Like really, you can leave me comments, but otherwise, like you've got like 5 or 6 different places to go through, man. You'd probably be if you get them from Instagram, that's awesome, right?
Yeah.
Focusing on a couple might serve you better.
Yeah. I don't know. I only get them on Instagram, even though I let everybody reach me. Okay, yes. Joe Zapata, I will be on September 5th. Joe does a live show with I'm really excited to do because he's good friends with Greg Valentino. And Greg Valentino is a fucking nut job, entertaining, hilarious, and he's been around bodybuilding like forever. I don't ever remember him not being around bodybuilding. And obviously, he's always on RX Muscle, so it should be pretty fun. Plus, Joe Zapata is Italian. I believe he's from. Joe, are you from Jersey or are you from New York? I forgot. I know you live in Jersey now, but I don't know if you grew up in New York or not. And sometimes Lee Priest goes on there, so it's pretty cool. So I'm going to be on there with him. And
that's awesome, man.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay. Jesus, when we're
Kevin Henry's got a good one.
Yeah, let's look at that one. Okay. What is your guys' take on Milos talking about Samson, saying he is murdering people on diuretics? Milos definitely alluded to Samson telling people this with Dennis. Okay, what is your guys' take on Milos talking about Samson, saying he is murdering people on diuretics? I don't know. What did I didn't even hear of that. What happened?
So
Samson?
So on the latest episode of the Muscle and Fitness podcast, they were talking about this with now Milos is starting to talk about Samson a little bit more now that he hasn't been his coach for a while, and not necessarily agreeing with all the choices that Samson has made. Right, he's going to put his opinion out there, no matter what. Right. And this whole thing around Samson and diuretics has always been it seems a point of contention kind of thing. I don't know.
So Milos is saying that Samson has taken too many diuretics. Is that what he's saying? Or is it the reverse?
I'm honestly not 100% sure. I don't want to speak for him kind of thing, right?
Kevin Henry, clear that up. Is it Milos is talking about Samson saying he is Samson saying Milos is murdering people with diuretics.
Yes.
Okay. Milos definitely alluded to Samson telling people this. Look, man, here's my take on it. All right. You're in a drug game. People are going to do what they want to do to get ahead. And look, it's not, nobody's putting a gun to the athlete's head. Milos doesn't put a knife to somebody's throat and says, you have to take this many diuretics, otherwise I'm not working with you. You could tell him, no, it's too much. I'm not doing it. Right. And I'm sure Milos would be like, all right, that's fine. He's not an unreasonable human being. Out of all the interviews I've ever known about him, he worked with my late friend, Danny Broadhurst, worked with him to bring him to, I believe they did the USA and the Nationals with him. From what I understand, he's not an unreasonable guy. If Samson is saying that he didn't like the idea, now, okay, you have to remember, I have the utmost respect for Samson because he was one of the people that came on my show when I first asked without a problem. So I will always be a Samson fucking man, right? A Samson fan. That's it. But, sometimes it's like, if Milos told Samson to take too many diuretics, which sounds weird because Samson always had a problem coming in hard and coming in great, but then again, maybe that makes sense. Maybe Milos was like, I can't get him as hard as Derek and Hadi, so I'm going to have to put him on these strong diuretics. And if anybody I would trust with diuretics, I would trust Milos, put it that way. Because he saved people. He saves people's lives from fucking taking too many diuretics, right?
No, and you'd be completely correct in taking advice from someone like Milos. That's why people pay him in order to come up with these things. It's what he does, exactly. And that's the thing. It's what he has done. You
know what it is. A lot of
There's
times,
so many people that don't. I don't understand why so many people doubt Milos' ability to coach people, man. Like, he's one of the best coaches in the world. Why would you doubt him? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. You know what it is? I think when people split up and maybe they split up on bad terms, I think it just leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. Look, okay, let me just go down here. Yes, Greg is the fucking man. That's for sure. Simply Deep, Serious and Silliness Bodybuilding John Livia. What's up, John Livia in the chat? What's up, fella? What's up, dude?
What's up?
Serious and Bodybuilding John Livia. How's your night going, gentlemen? So far, so good. We're doing good. Let's see. Thoughts on modern era bodybuilding compared to the 1990s? In a short fucking the guys are bigger ever, harder than ever, grainier than ever. The guys in the 90s had beautiful physiques with some mass monsters sprinkled here and there, like Marcus and Arani and so on and so forth. But this is the advancement of bodybuilding. There are no restraints on bodybuilding. So as long as there's no restraints on bodybuilding, you're going to get bigger, harder, grainier. Guys are going to push the limits. And this is what you're going to get with no restraints. If there were no restraints on baseball, you'd have 100 home runs by this point, right? A year rather. The Barry Bonds record would have been broken, but they can't use anabolics and they can't use certain things. With bodybuilding, it's a free for all. Use whatever you want, become the freakiest guy you want. So that's what you're going to get. Look, and every generation shits on the generation before. Okay. And I think it's getting to the point where it's like, I think I'm the only guy my age sticking up for guys in this generation, because it's just like guys at my age are just they're just shitting on the older guy. They don't work hard. Yeah, they work hard. Some of them don't. Nexzilla doesn't. But, Hunter clearly is working hard, and I have to take my opinion back from last week because 1 week makes a big difference. But what's your take on it, man? What do you think?
Well, I'll tell you. My preference is definitely the 1990s, I would say, when it comes to physiques as a whole. And speaking especially specifically about, Olympia lineups, that seems to be the ultimate comparison point. But with that being said, the modern era of bodybuilding is not my least favorite, at all.
Yeah.
The bubble gut era was completely it's funny because, like you said, each generation usually hates the one previous. But everybody's pretty much in agreement when it comes to bodybuilding that the bubble gut era was something that needed to be changed. It was such a problem that classic physique was born. A lot of people don't understand that. That's part of why classic exists.
Yeah.
Is because guys like Phil Heath and Kai Green and Rolly Winkler and everybody and their dog were walking around with their guts hanging out, and bodybuilding wasn't going to take it.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And to their credit, the majority of them fixed it.
But the 90s. Well, you're right about that. But one thing, the 90s, like for me especially, was just that proper balance that I think the modern era is trying to achieve, because the 90s was is the influence, as far as I'm concerned, especially the late 90s.
Yeah, you had great bodybuilders in the 90s. There's no question about it. There's 100%.
Oh man.
But here's something that nobody talks about, and then we'll get to the next question. I got to get to Fran as the man's questions, but look, nobody wants to talk about the drop in bodybuilding after the 90s. So after the Ronnie Coleman era and before the Phil Heath era, when you had the Jay Cutler era, you had a significant drop in talent. Jay Cutler prime bodybuilders had to compete against was Branch, Dexter, and Victor Martinez, which are great bodybuilders. Don't get me wrong. But Ronnie Coleman was over the hill by that point. Sean Ray was out. Kevin Levrone was out. Gunther was out.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
All those guys from the 90s and the early 2000s were gone. They were retired. And you had this like little plan. It wasn't the first time in bodybuilding history it happened. It happened in the 80s too. In the early 80s, before Lee Haney, there was a significant drum when in the late 70s, early 80s, I would say, it kind of dropped off until
the Frank Zane. Nobody was overly, from what I understand anyway, not many were overly enthused with Frank Zane. It was just kind of like, that's different, isn't it? But it wasn't something that was going to continue. Again, classic physique, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, man, I just think that I think
great champion, by the way. I really am a Frank Zane fan. I just want to say that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'll be honest with you. As a bodybuilder, I never really was a big fan because I'm just not a fan of that lean look. You know what I mean? He just, to me, when I look at bodybuilding, I want to see the monster, the biggest, baddest, hardest motherfucker on stage. And there was just a little bit of a, drop off at that point. And then you had Lee Haney. He kind of changed the game, and then Dorian changed the game, and then Ronnie really changed the game.
Absolutely. I like the Frank Zane thing because you're right, but it's an interesting point in time for bodybuilding is what I really liked about it, right? It was like, well, fuck, nobody saw that coming. And then he wins again. It's like, well, nobody saw that coming.
Yeah.
So obviously it was going back. I really like him as a champion because it was an interesting champion to be in terms of, Olympia champions, right? There was nothing like it. It was just like stuck in the middle there. And then it continued on to the progression.
Oh yeah. No question about it. It was.
Yeah.
And you got to remember too, Ronnie to me is the greatest bodybuilder that ever walked the planet. Because number one,
I agree.
Because
I agree.
he stood out in the golden age. He was he was the best in the golden age. And nobody saw anything like him before that. He was just this freak of nature. And he beat a great Flex Wheeler. He beat a prime Sean Ray. He beat a prime Gunther, a prime, you go down the list. He just, where Jay,
go watch Mark's Max Muscle or Superset Man comparisons. Anybody that goes up against 2003 Ronnie Coleman always loses the comparisons.
Absolutely, 100%.
And they lose by a land. Like like Ronnie destroys everybody. It's not even close.
I've said this before. Ronnie Coleman is like the Mariano Rivera of bodybuilding, or the Muhammad Ali of bodybuilding, the Michael Jordan, the once in a lifetime athlete that comes around. And he's that guy. He's just he would still be Mr. Olympia today if 2003 would beat Ronnie, would beat Derek, would beat
everybody.
Hottie.
Everybody. There's no
saying
question.
A lot.
Every year, Superset Man does a comparison after the Olympia, and he sticks in 2003 Ronnie Coleman to the Olympia lineup of the first call out, and Ronnie destroys him every time.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not even. All right,
great.
let's get to Fran is the man questions. Okay. All right. I think we have 5 questions. Okay. This is great. This is a stupid question, but do bodybuilders ever have a fear of getting an erection while posing on stage? No. The only guy who I think would have a fear of maybe like taking the whole left aisle out would be Bo Lewis. That would be about it. But no, nobody's.
If he turns too quick, even.
Yeah. He just knocks the camera out. I can't knock out a bottle of white out. But no, man. I mean, I've been on stage 4 times. Don't get me wrong, and it's the last thing on your mind. You're not even thinking about. First of all, the month before, you're not thinking about sex at all. You're so drained, and you're just trying to get through the days. You're starving. It's not even close. Nobody's worried about getting a boner on stage. Fran is the man. Next question: is it better to do cardio before or after your workout on leg day? Now, I personally don't do cardio on leg day, but what's your take on it, Kenson?
Well, if I am going to, I'll do something that's probably not going to take me very long to give me the most the most bang for my buck when it comes to cardio. And for me, I'll go and do the stairs after my leg workout, like the revolving stairs, because I feel like it's still part of my leg workout to an extent because I'm actually doing something that's strenuous on the leg still. And I can squeeze back and forth between calves and quads and calves especially, and then just like upper leg kind of thing. I can really get a good squeeze out of it. You do it for like 10 minutes or 1,000 steps. It might take you 15 minutes. It might take you something like that. Don't go and do if you're going to do it, don't go and do like 30 minutes on a treadmill or 45 minutes on a treadmill, especially like a lot of people do incline. No. Something that will take something between 10 and 20 minutes that is going to increase your heart rate substantially and still be a workout for the legs. The bike, the revolving stairs.
Right. Yeah. First of all, most people want to do cardio to burn body fat. So
that's the context I was, going for as well.
Absolutely. So if you have the thing is, I do legs so hard, even on a leg day, which is not that hard. Like today was leg day, and I was drenched. So the burning the calories and the body fat isn't a problem. But most people don't do cardio because they don't want to take away from their legs because they always have a problem building legs, right? But if you're just looking to stay in shape and you're not looking to compete or worried about building your legs, then I would say do cardio, maybe before for a little bit to warm up to do legs. Because if you do legs right, you're shot. You're shot. You know.
Oh,
you're shot. I mean, you're
not walking out of there straight.
No,
right?
exactly. Yeah,
No.
it really isn't. Even today, like today, I did hack squats. I started off with leg extensions, alternate leg extensions, and I did hack squats. And I did what did I do? I went up 2, 3. I think I did 6 sets of hack squats, and I went all the way up to 5 plates. Right?
Yeah.
And that's a lot. It takes a fucking lot out of you. Then I went to leg extent. Then I went to leg presses. Then I went to walking lunges. You know, and then I did hamstrings and glutes. It's like you're shot.
No, that's how it should be. You should be feeling it for. I shouldn't say should be, but if you're feeling it 2-3 days after, you hit them.
Absolutely, yeah, there's no question. Okay, here's a good one for you, Kenton, because to be honest with you, this question I don't even remember. How long did it take you to bench 135, 225, and 315, and were you natural when you did it? To be honest with you, I don't remember. I've been working out so long. I don't remember 135. I had to be in like high school. 225, maybe sometime around college, and 315 probably in my 20s. By the time I did 315, I was not natural, because once I got into my 20s is when I started dabbling a little bit with anabolics. But I can't give you a specific time because it's so, dude, I'm 48 years old. I'm talking 20 years ago. What do you think? What about you?
Oh man, I can't remember the first time I did 135. Is that like a milestone that people remember?
Probably. You know, 135,
Really?
225,
No, I mean,
315, and then 405.
I suppose 2 plates is definitely a milestone. I remember, like, man, I definitely did 135 like in high school anyway. But I would say the first time I did 225, I was probably 20, I think. I'm not 19 or 20, I'd say, yeah. And 315, I don't remember the last time I even pushed 315. If I've even pushed 315, even I remember doing specifically two plates and 35, but I don't know if I've ever even pushed 315. Like I've run 2 cycles in my life, and the last time I did was like 2009, you know?
Right, yeah.
Man, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. And to be honest with you, I was always better with dumbbells, so I always did better dumbbell presses than I did barbell for some reason. I don't know why. I was never really good with a barbell press.
No, I was a lot better with machines, like the incline chest press, and like especially like, man, I'd load 4 plates or 5 plates on that, and I'd be able to bang that out for a good few, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But 3 plates is totally different on bench.
Next question. I guess this one is for me. Fran is the man. Yeah, we're gonna get to Mark Lobliner because I know that's the next question. I know. we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Do you feel you reached your max genetic potential in bodybuilding? Do you think yeah, I pretty much think I reached. I got to the point that I wasn't gonna do insulin, and I got to the point where I wasn't gonna push the envelope anymore. So yeah,
wait. Did he say competitive bodybuilding or just bodybuilding?
Well,
does he mean in the context of just like going and training and making progress, or?
I'm assuming he meant competitive because the question is for me. Do you feel you reached your max genetic potential in bodybuilding, or do you think you could have done better? Look, man, I think I would
done better. Yeah, okay.
I think I reached my max potential because I wasn't that good. Do you know what I mean? Like I could win a local show. That's the truth. I could win an NPC show, but once I got past that, I knew I was going to get my fucking ass handed to me. I just didn't have the size. I wasn't fucking big enough. That's it. You know. Okay. So the next question is, what's your takeaway? This is Fran is the man. Thank you, Fran. Thank you for the questions. What is your takeaway of Mark Lobliner after your interview? Do you plan on inviting him back? All right. I'll just address the fucking gorilla in the room. I have a couple of rules in life, and one of my rules is if you treat me with respect, I treat you with respect. If you treat me disrespectfully, I treat you respectfully, especially if I don't know you. So when I asked him to come on, and I know it was 3 years ago, and it might be petty, and that's fine, and maybe it is petty. And he shit on me in those DMs. I immediately did not like him after that. Okay, and I did not like him after that at all. And because he was the only person that treated me disrespectfully. Now, I would rather him have ignored me than just shit on me, because I have plenty of people that ignored me, right? I mean, I still, to this day, I forgot who I messaged this morning for an interview. The girl that just won the bodybuilding show. What is it? I forgot her name.
I know the one you're talking about. I can't remember either.
She just beat Miss Olympia. I messaged her and she never got back. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But if you're gonna treat me disrespectfully, and then what happens is it comes out. I reveal the DMs 3 years later. Okay, because now my podcast is starting to pick up some steam. So now people are looking at it. People are seeing it. So I reveal the DMs because the beef he had with him and Plumbo and the guy, Plumbo's friend, what's his name? I forgot his name. It comes out. So I said, I'll show you guys why I don't like him. And I kept the DMs and I showed the DMs. The next morning, literally, like I released that video at 7 a.m. Like an hour later, he messages me. And all of a sudden, I'm brother and I'm sorry. And I was going through a business acquisition. So I don't take that as sincere. If it took for me to reveal to the world how you treat somebody, I don't take that as sincere, right? So when he came on and he started with I'm the humble guy and I'm one of the guy, I'm a guy. I didn't really consider it sincere at all. I really didn't. And yeah, I treated him disrespectfully on my show, and I'm not going to take it back. I'm not. Now, that being said, we texted each other the next day. There's no more hard feelings, but I'm not inviting him over for fucking Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? We're not going to be asshole buddies. But yeah, I treated him disrespectfully because he treated me disrespectfully, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm not taking it back. And he's the only guy I ever treated disrespectfully on my platform in 4 years. And that's because he treated me disrespectfully. That's what it comes down to. That's really it, And if you guys don't like my approach to him, then you don't like it. There's plenty of other body. Go watch Kenson because he's better than fucking Nick Strength and Power.
Yeah, because I'm a lot more tame. That's for sure.
Yeah, right. John,
people, some of your newer subscribers should go back and watch some of your old shit, man. You've done very well in adapting to this platform, right?
Right. Connor, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It was a healthy adult conversation with Lowblinder. Thank you very much, Connor. That $2 means a lot, brother. Good. What were you going to say, Kenson? I'm sorry, bro.
No. The conversation with Lowblinder, he actually did seem quite cordial at the start. I think that he was trying to make an attempt to, come on and give this an open chance, which took him 3 years, like you said, but was good of him. And the fact of the matter is, this is your channel, and nobody should be coming on to offer you any amount of disrespect. And you're the kind of guy that, like you said, if you are disrespected, then you're going to end up having that back. It's how you present your content, like you said, as well. And people can accept that or they cannot. I thought that he was fairly disrespectful as well. And he has no problem putting it out there, so he should be able to take it as well. He's been doing it for years.
Yeah, exactly. I just didn't think he was sincere. And again, after he came on and we texted the next day, there's no hard feelings. Don't get me wrong. But I didn't think he was sincere because it was, if you have to look, how can I say this? If you take a kid that comes from the ghetto and he decides to go rob a convenience store, right? His reason is that I'm broke, I got no money, and I decide to rob a convenience store, right? That doesn't justify the fact that he robbed the convenience store. There's always a reason, right? So he was delivering me a reason as to why he treated me disrespectfully. I was going through some tough times. I had stress at work, stress with family, but that doesn't justify you treating me like crap, right? So I didn't think it was really sincere. But that being said, again, I can't stress this enough. There's no hard feelings. We texted the next day where, like I said, we're okay. He's probably I'm never probably going to have him on again.
You're not going to have him back on? No.
No. I'm not one of those guys, dude. I'm not like, I'm not going to be, here's my problem. I'm going to tell you guys my problem. Here's my problem. I have a hard time with forgiveness, right? If you treat me disrespectfully and I don't think how you come across as sincere. I could make amends. I could water under the bridge, so on and so forth. No big deal, right? I could, not a big deal. But it's like if I dislike somebody, it's very difficult for me to kind of get back into your good graces. But here's the funny part: if I like you, here's the really funny part: if I like you, and I consider you a good friend, and you're angry with me, I'm upset, and I try to patch it up. Like when I had the argument with Jason Owens and he left my channel,
Jason, I was just going to say, yeah.
I was really upset over that. And I reached out to him a bunch of times. And I was like, dude, you're still my friend. I don't give a shit. Like I literally said that to him. Like, you're still my fucking friend, dude. Like, I don't care. You know? So it's just the way it is. Now, he came on the show. He was poised. He held his composure. I was emotional. I did treat him disrespectfully. I'm not taking it back, and it is what it is. Like I said, if you don't like my approach to somebody that treats me disrespectfully, then EP09 is waiting for you, man.
Hey, come on over.
But let me tell you something about EP09. EP09 is if you want the news, I know everybody goes to Nick Strength and Power, but EP09, in my opinion, does a better job than Nick Strength and Power. And my reason for that is because you're my friend. I have no other. See what I mean? Like, I can't.
Hey, man. Thank you.
Anyway,
no,
listen, dude.
Cool, man.
I apologize. I have to cut it. Now I got to go do another fucking live. Unfortunately, I'm due on there in 1 minute. But we'll do it again. You know what? You'll come back next week and we'll have a long one, because I didn't realize I was going to get such a good reaction from the lives. You know, this is the second time I'm doing a live. Oh, every Monday is going to be live. From here on in, every Anabolic Academy is going to be live. Are you going to be busy next week?
Next week?
Can you come back next week?
If I can do, I might be traveling to Newfoundland actually. Let me check my schedule for sure, and I'll get back on that. But no, I definitely love to come back again, man, for sure.
All right, we'll do it again, because I apologize, I had to cut it short. But we're definitely going to do it again, and we'll stay on for longer, because people seem to like it. I'm getting a lot of comments, so we'll definitely do it again. All right, brother. Listen, always a pleasure. All the love and respect to you and your family. I'll talk to you soon.
Likewise. Talk to you soon, man.
Later.